Hey guys, and welcome to the Build Plate. So today I'm going to do a bit of design work. That was my cat. So kind of full of animals in my room at the moment. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of design work, and I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. Now this is Autodesk Fusion Autodesk Fusion 360. I nearly said 123D design because I do use that as well, but nevertheless. Now, this is paid software, but for those who use it for hobbies or students, you can get a license, a free license for 3 years, which is what I've done. Now, for those of you who don't want to go through all the hassle, you can download 123D Design, which is very similar software made by the same company. It's very good, but however, there is a few tools that is kind of lacking, and I needed at the time, so I went and got this. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy to use, because it's not. For those of you coming from SolidWorks, a lot of the features that you're used to are here. For me, it's kind of a little bit of a learning curve, because a lot of these features I don't understand, and I'm still learning myself. So this isn't going to be a professional tutorial. It's just, yeah, I'm designing something, and I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm basically making a coaster, a cup coaster, can coaster. Now the reason I'm making this is because at the side of my bed, if you can hear it, I have a piece of glass actually on the side, just where I put my drinks, my phone, my ashtray and all the other bits and bats. Now when I bring a can that I've got out of the fridge here and put it down there, within about 10 minutes it's just completely covered in water, which wouldn't be so much of a problem. But then I've got a long-haired cat who likes to lie down at the side of my bed on that piece of glass, and he doesn't really care whether it's dry or wet. So yeah, I thought I'd make this and kind of solve the problem, or sort of at least. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a circle. Now I believe this is the X and Y plane, but then it might not be. But that's the plane I'm going to use, so hell, we'll start from that. Now we're going to make this 100 is quite big, so we're going to make it 70, hello, there we go, 73 millimeters, no, 72 millimeters. I am working in millimeters, not inches, so yeah, you're gonna have to do that math in your head. So yeah, 72 millimeters wide, and that's going to be the first circle. Now there's going to be in total 4 circles here, because we're going to have the outer ring, the middle ring and the inner ring. So the next one we're going to do is another circle, again from the centre diameter, and we're going to bring this on out to 68 millimeters, which gives us a 4 millimeter wide ring. That's basically just a decorative piece. There's no else about it really, it's just there for decoration. So that's that one. The next one is going to be another circle from the centre, and this one is going to be 52 millimeters. Okay, now this ring here is going to be for mugs, for your cup of coffee, a cup of tea. That's why I'm putting it there, and that's why I'm making it this big. So it's multi-purpose, it's not just for that particular one job. So yeah, the last ring we're going to do is going to be a 20 millimeter ring in the centre. This is going to be the collection point. As I say, I'm still learning, so I don't know how to basically make like a curved surface yet, like that, doing it like this. I mean, I do if I was doing it side on and going from there, but obviously I'm not, I'm doing it top down, so I don't really know how to do that at the moment, so I'm just doing it flat. So yeah, you'll have to bear with me. Like I say, I'm still learning. So this is going to be 20 millimeters, and that's going to be the centre point. Now we can zoom in a tad, and now we're going to get some rectangles, and again we're going to do it from the centre outwards. So the first one's going to be going across. It's going to be like basically a cross. We're going to have one going down and one going left to right. So we'll do this, and we're going to make this one 2 millimeters wide by 51.5. Okay, there's a reason I'm doing that, and that's because the first time I tried this I extruded it completely wrong and it just completely messed up. So yeah, again, I'm learning. You'll have to bear with me. So again, I'm going to do another one from centre. Yeah, I was just checking there, just making sure that it was 51.5. So we're going to do a 2mm wide again, and then we're going to do 51.5mm. There we go. And that just gives us a 0.25mm gap on each side, so everything's not, yeah, completely messing up on me like I did last time, because I was quite annoyed. So that's basically the drawing, so we can stop sketch now, and this is what we're left with. Now I will show you. I have done some in the past, and I did print one out and I wasn't really happy with it, which was this one here. There was just too much there. This is basically what I'm designing now, but I thought I'd completely go through with you and show you what I'm doing, because there wasn't enough information in the last video I did. So back to what we're doing. So this is how we are at this moment in time. Obviously this bit here is going to be the lowest point, and this is going to be the highest point. Now originally I tried going from the lowest point and then working my way to the highest point, but that didn't go well. So I figured out that if you extrude from the highest point and then go to the lowest point, it works. Don't know why, but that's just the way things are. So the highest point on this coaster is going to be 5mm. Don't ask why. That's just how I decided it's going to be. 5mm isn't too big, but it's not too small at the same time. It should be perfect. And we're going to basically make this one a brand new component. I don't know why I do that. I mean, obviously, if it was a big complex model, then yeah, I can understand that. It's just kind of a habit that I got into as soon as I started doing it from tutorials that I'd watched in the past. Always make a new component rather than a new body, so that's just what I'm doing. So there we go, that's the outside ring. Now, in Fusion, sorry, I hope it's not squeaking, that's the back of my headphones squeaking on the headboard. Sorry about that. So, yes, that's what I'm saying. As you'll notice, the sketch has vanished. Now in Fusion 360 this happens. I'm not too sure why. There's probably a good reason behind it, but whatever. I'm just going to go with it. So when this happens, it only happens for the first time you extrude something from that actual sketch. Any other time it's fine. But you just got to drop down the menu and turn on the little light bulb and everything's back. So that's cool. Don't know why it does it, like I say, but it does. So yeah, just, we'll get on with it. So we're going to extrude the piece for the mugs now. Now we're going to make this one, I'm going to join, and we're going to make this one, so that was 5mm. So if we do this one 3.5mm, that gives us a 1.5mm gap, well, height difference. 5, and there we go. So the next parts we're going to do is the inner 4 quadrants, the inner 4 like pads. Now we're going to, one of the things, before I go any further, one of the things that I noticed about all 3D Autodesk Fusion 360 and 123D design, one of the things I noticed is sometimes it can get quite a bit annoying trying to click on parts, because yeah, they're a bit fiddly when they're in sketch form, but if you zoom in, that kind of like, yeah, that cuts that out, and you can select what you need to select then. Now for those of you who are using 123D design and you're doing what I've done and you decide that you want to go for Fusion 360, you're going to be a little bit annoyed because the zoom wheel is backwards, just so you're aware, because I often do it. I'll zoom in, but I'm not zooming, I'm zooming out. Yeah, I'm babbling, so let's get back onto it. So this one is going to be, I think, 2.5mm. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then again, we'll get a 1mm gap then between the coffee mug section and the can section. So 2.5mm. There we go. And now we come to the last section. Now this section is only going to be 1mm high. That means again, same as this, you get a 1.5mm difference, which makes it, yeah, I don't know, it just seems to work. Because as I said, I have already done one, I did print it out, wasn't happy with it, so I'm doing it again. So now, as I said, selection is quite annoying in this piece of software, but you'll get used to it. I just wish there was like, there probably is a way where I can like make everything that I've done one piece and just select it, but again, I'm learning, so unfortunately I don't know how to do it at the moment. And saying that, this is probably the only way of doing it. I'm sure somebody who uses this software will correct me in the comments below. Please do. I need all the help I can get at times when it comes to 3D design software. I mean, the designs themselves, I can think them up quite easily, but putting them into the computer sometimes I find difficult. So that's all them selected, I think. Yep. So now again we're gonna so it's right click and then go down to extrude. There is another way of doing it, but this is an easier way, so that's how I do it. Again, 1mm, and there we go. So now we can go in and we can hide the sketches. If you hold shift and use the middle scroll button, click it in, and you can actually pan and tilt and do whatever, that thing. So as you can see there, we've got a nice shape now. It looks alright. It's what I wanted. This will also be on Thingiverse, so if you want to go check it out, you can go and print it before I can, because I've run out of filament. So by the time you see this video, it's going to be a few days after I've actually done this recording. So yes. Anyway, so let's get back into it. I'm going to do a chamfer now. Now this is something that if you're doing like CNC work or laser cutting, this really doesn't matter to you. But for those of you who are doing 3D printing, especially if you're doing the sort of 3D printing that I do with the is it an FDM printer? The one that extrudes the plastic down. If you're doing it straight to the bed, you'll sometimes have issues of actually getting your part off the bed. Now the reason I'm going to do this, which is a chamfer, basically is just to help get it off the bed. Now I want a chamfer at the bottom here to be about 1.2 millimeters, which gives you a nice lip so you can get some sort of tool underneath just to prise it up. Basically, that's the only reason I'm putting the chamfer on the bottom there. And it does look alright, it makes it look better, but that is basically the only reason why I want to do that. So I'm going to do another chamfer. This one's only going to be a smaller one. Now this one here I want for decorative purposes and for also my help with the water. So undo that. So I want to select the outer face. Is my keyboard dying? Oh dear. I think my keyboard might be dying. Sorry, I've got one of them stupid rechargeable wireless keyboards, and sometimes it has a tendency of doing things that I don't want it to do, like that. I don't know what's going on here, but nevertheless. Right. So we'll select all these pieces. Again, as I say, I am still learning this software, so you have to bear with me. So now we're going to do them at 1mm, not 0.1. Hello. Could be my mouse that's dying here. 1mm. There we go. That looks okay. It just looks fine. That. So now I think we're going to do a fillet. Now, for those of you who do the same sort of style of 3D printing that I do, a fillet really does add strength to your models. So if you can, I recommend you do it. It's just one of them things. It can really help with the strength, especially on a 90-degree angle. See, I put a fillet basically on every single thing that I do. Not just because it looks cool, but because it does help. So these ones are going to be 1mm fillets. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, wrong one. If you click on something that you didn't mean to click on, just click on it again and it will vanish. That also applies with Autodesk 123D Design, so, and I think Tinkercad as well, because Tinkercad is bought out by the same company. So I believe they... No, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm going back down the lines of 123D design. I'm clicking the wrong things. Bit of a slow process, this, unfortunately. One of the things I don't like about this software is bits and bats can get in your way quite easily. Whereas like on 123D design, I mean, they get in the way, but they're not as bad as this. I mean, everything's everywhere on this, but I'm just nitpicking there basically. These ones here are going to be at a 0.8 chamfer. Yeah, 0.8 on these ones, and then the other ones, because I'm going to do another chamfer, are going to be 1mm. So modification. Oh, not chamfer, fillet. Sorry, I do apologise. It's late at night. Well, it's not late at night. It's nearly 11 o'clock, but it's late for me, being up early this morning. So come down to this one here and that one as well, I think. And do that as a 1mm. Yeah, that looks alright. It's nice and smooth. Actually, I think I can probably get away with doing the outside ring as well. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do another fillet on the outside edge, and we'll see if we can get away with putting 1mm on that. I might round it over. That's it. Ish. We'll do a 0.8. Yeah, that's better. It's not too round. It's got a little bit of a flat top. Like that. So I think that's it. I think that's perfect, to be fair. Can't really do much else with this. As I said, I'm out of filament, so this will be all one video to you, but for me, I'm going to have to wait until I get some more filament to print it out. But yeah, we'll see what it looks like when it's printed. Hey guys, so here's the end result. As you can see, the can fits in nicely where it should do. Obviously, as I say, the ring on the bottom is always smaller, so obviously the ring sits inside the lower area, and it should do its job. It should basically take all the moisture from the can, because what happens is usually the moisture runs down the can and kind of follows the contour, so it doesn't just drip straight off. So that's kind of what I was hoping would happen. It will follow the contour of the can and end up in the centre. Also, it should, I haven't checked it, but it should be big enough for the cup. But then again, I never really checked the size of a cup, so we'll soon find out. Well, it does, but like literally on top. No, nevertheless, it does its purpose for a can. And what I will do is, when I put it on Thingiverse, I will basically enlarge it and make it big enough to hold a cup. Only needs to extend the outside a bit, just about 4mm, so not much. So I'll make that edit. I'll also have this particular one on there as well, so there'll be two files. This one is down as like body 13, so whatever the other one is, I'll just leave it as that. And you can go and check it out on Thingiverse. So yes, the end result, and it does its job. So cool. Anyway guys, catch you in a bit, and I hope you enjoyed.